not, whatever. But I feel like that would be the best way if you still want to go through with something. What she said, fine, and that was that. That was basically that, and that was October, I think, 8th, which is the email I released on Twitter. So a couple, some weeks, so a couple days go by, and I'm hearing murmurings of people asking me and other people chatting around. Oh, this whole poker event and poker fest, which by the way, Mountain shit on and denied that he would even.
What's up? What's up? Skakel in the house. Sasha in the house. Ken Mosca in the house. TB in the house. It's been a good day for my Steelers. As Ken knows, they finally beat a 7-1 team. I was a little worried about this game, but so we're now 5-3. This won't be a terribly long stream because I got to go to the gym by 6. So playoff picture: Colts in 7-2, division leaders. I mean, the Steelers are sitting pretty. They're number 4. Damn, they're ahead of Kansas City. I mean, the Steelers probably will win the North, but how was the Piazza Parade? I mean, it was pretty. Let me turn the TV down a little bit. I mean, it was pretty wild. It was pretty crowded. I mean, at one point, I got up. Whoa. Turn the volume down. Of course, here's the amazing Lois. I mean, I know that's what you guys are all here for. She be chilling right now. Look at that, babe. She be chilling right now. She watching football. I gave away my Dodger hat last night on stage at the Comedy Store to a very depressed Toronto fan. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I hate this NFL package, man. It makes it so hard to watch the fucking Steelers on YouTube because you have to buy the whole package. So I bought it for a month last month, $85, and then 3 of the 4 Steeler games were on like TV. So I basically paid $85 to watch one game. Um, Fuck yeah, I bet you are, Hi-Fi. I bet you are. Yeah, Lois. What up, Larry Bird? I know it's a big day in the Dabbleverse land with a money laundering scheme, but we don't talk about that in here. What was the hat from that stream? Yeah. I just felt bad. And I would say there were more Toronto fans at the Comedy Store last night. Yes, it's only 4:07. So set your clocks back. But I have to go to Gold's Gym. Already went out of business at the Beverly Center. They sold it to another company, so it's not even Gold's Gym anymore. I just found that out yesterday. Well, I wish, Ken, that I would be down for a Steeler package. I think the NFL package is around $400 to $500. I'd pay $200 to watch all Steeler games, but they don't have that option. So it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it was just overcrowded, Sasha. It's nice to see someone who can land a joke. Oh, thanks, Frank. Frank, too. Oh, I thought it was win by 2 for a second. Yowza. Get the breaking news. Yeah, we don't do the Arabic language in here, Kari Kari. So, sorry about that. Have you ever dated a goth woman? Well, I haven't looked at it, but it's pretty to answer your question. God, I mean, no, I don't think I have, actually. And yeah, thank you, Frank. I'll only go on MLC with Florentine. I just have no interest in going on with like I watched MLC last night, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious. I watched it. That's interesting, Ken. Why they wouldn't do it? I think they're leaving money on the table for Um, like people like me, like I don't care about watching, say, Jacksonville and the Raiders. I'm a football fan, but I'm really a giant Steeler fan. So I would think a fair price is $200, half the cost of the whole package, and then you could watch some of the games. Oh, it's 28-21. Is that game on regular TV? Mahomes back to pass. He's chucking it deep. All right. Um, so like I don't know. It's so frustrating. I basically paid $85 for 1 month and watched one game because just by fate or whatever, excuse me, that month, three of the four Steeler games were on national TV. So I just don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not. This will be a quick one. I'll probably stream when I get back from the gym, but. Uh, Oh, I would do that. I would absolutely do $10 a game. Fuck yeah! What's that? $180 for 18 games. Now you figure, at least with the Steelers, because they're semi-popular, that probably 5 games are on national TV, so you'd have to pay for about 13 games. I'd absolutely pay $10 a game. Um, and they did not come to the store last night. They were angry at me that I threw water on them. I mean, it's unbelievable. And here's the funny thing. I think they thought I was trying to film their friend Peen. I didn't even see her until she like stood up from the bushes. Because if you watch that stream again, you'll notice the one girl kind of takes lead and stands in front of me as I'm filming my own garage. And she basically, I don't know, she told me to beat it or something. I'm like, this is my home. She's like, why are you filming? I'm like, doesn't matter. And then I saw her friend stand up, and that's when I'm like, oh, your friend's peeing over there. You know how many people do that? I'm just sick of it. So good evening, SCVID show. Well, I mean, I know, Frank, I'm very, since I had an ex-girlfriend accuse me of throwing her down these stairs. I'll show you the stairs. So my ex said I threw her from the top of the stairs down to here. And by the way, this is exactly where Annie fell asleep. Right here. So I'm always Lois be chilling right now. She don't give a fuck. So I'm always hesitant to say, just based on 6 people on MLC, Brendan Schaub, Rob Mack, to say I think he hit a woman or something. I don't know if he said. I know, Ryan. I saw that picture. What up, Ross? So, do I think Pat Dixon has hit women? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know him. I mean, I met him once at Hackamania. He was kind of quiet, but seemed like a nice enough dude. Well, here's my point, Frank. And, I don't even know if Brendan Schaub's a comic, but he's absolutely the worst comic, or worst person who tried comedy. No offense to him. He's actually been pretty nice to me the few times I've met him at the Comedy Store, but I think when someone has multiple accusations, where there's smoke, there's probably fire, but like I was very lucky that, and my ex was telling anyone who'd listen, Earl hit me, threw me down a flight of stairs, and like everyone knew me, and they're like, even people who didn't like me, we just never got along or whatever, would come up to me and go, dude, we know you didn't do it. Because this particular ex has had problems with accusing exes of other things as well. So, she, in my case, was like the little boy who cried wolf. When you're accusing me of hitting you or whatever, you've run out of, victims, and I'm probably literally the most well liked guy in Los Angeles comedy. Not my comedy, but like when I played the Laugh Factory a couple weeks ago, that's a club Peter Chickenman, Brennan Gino said it's pretty bad. Uh, I mean, I watched it. I mean, he wasn't bombing, to be honest, but he also had it stacked with his family in there. So, I mean, I'm sure Tony feels empowered. I mean, right now, Tony's the king, with Kill Tony. And I'm sure Paulie realizes that. So, um, the chicken man in the house. So, in terms of Pat, I don't know. I don't know his situation well enough to, um, you know, uh, answer your question, Frank. And sorry for the long-winded question, but I love this topic because, before I was accused, I always would believe the accuser. Because in my brain, I'd be like, well, who would lie about that? Who would lie about getting hit or sexually assaulted or mentally abused, physically abused? And then I found out who would. So, does KB know who Guy is? I don't know who Guy is. I don't know a lot of these new people in the Dabbleverse. There's a new group coming in. I don't know who Mommy is. I don't know who Missy B is. Well, I mean, Polly's, very, he's probably very secure in his place in the world. So, like Kill Tony wouldn't work at the Laugh Factory. Just wouldn't. They don't have the setup for it. You could try it there, but I don't think it would be as good. And the Improv, I mean, it could work there, but it wouldn't be the same. I mean, the store just has an energy to it that most clubs don't have. Maybe the Mothership has it, but that's basically the Comedy Store in Austin. So, oh, okay, thank you, Frank. I mean, I've said it before. The Dabbleverse, I think, has run out of the 15 minutes of fame people from the core group. So now they're branching out into Kumia's girlfriend, and now this guy from the guy who's dying. What's his name? Probert. He'll be hot. That topic will be hot for a week or two. Um, I don't fake that. I know, but Drunken Donuts, I am in the Dabbleverse all the time, but I don't know who Missy B is. I mean, I do now, I guess. I don't know who Mommy is. Like when I see them on the stream, I'm like, who is this person? Would Kill Tony work at Acapulco? So only if me and the Great One were on the panel. That's an old school. That's a deep cut for the Chicken Man. Paulie mentioned he has a home in Austin. Did you know that? I didn't. I mean, a lot of people. Ryan O'Neal has an apartment there, and he goes. Well, Flappers has a kitchen, so that doesn't speak very well for the food at Flappers if they're delivering food. Oh, you mean they deliver food from their kitchen? Okay, I thought you meant they have takeout for their shows. No, I really don't. Like like I know the core group. So like I know John from One by Two. So when this controversy is happening, like it is breaking news today or whatever it is, um, like I know him, but um, I was watching some show. I think it was Who Are These Podcasts, and they had some girl on. I think it might have been Mommy or Missy B, and I was lost in terms of who they are. So I really um, I watched some Doom clip, and I guess it was from like 7 months ago where Pod Awful was on. I didn't know who he was. So, well, I mean, you just need booze. It's a Brendan Cooney joke. Oh, okay. I know Brendan Cooney. He's very funny. Um, so no, I'm saying I don't know who Pod Awful was. So when I watched the clip, and I thought it was recent, but I guess it was from like 7 months ago. Now I know who Lucy Tightbox is. She's the girl from Who Are These Podcasts, right? But I don't really know. Is she dating like someone on Who Are These Podcasts? I don't like. I would say I'm knowledgeable about 70% of the people in the Dabbleverse. Well, I don't know, DK, if I'm dominating, but I'm having fun, which is all that matters. I don't like do these streams for money or whatever. I just bump up the subscriptions and keep me relatively in the algorithm, or maybe on the outskirts of the algorithm. One by two stinks. I mean, do you know Suzanne LaBoca? No, I don't. I've only had one, I think, one interaction with Win by Two early on. I mean, it was maybe 2 months into being monetized. And I remember he was in the chat, and he asked me for my setup, so I showed him, like, this is my setup here. Yeah, I did exactly this. It's like, there's my iMac microphone. Here's my Neumann 103 mic for, voiceover auditions. There's my mixing board, my podcast mics, real fast, and he seemed appreciative of it, I guess. And then someone told me that later that night on his own stream, he was like clowning me for my setup or something. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I thought he was like generally interested. So that's pretty much been my only interaction with him. So I don't know. Um, Candace, there's no need to say hi 3 times. Well, see, that's what I tried to do on Kill Tony, is actually give good advice, but I don't think people want. It is a Pro FX mixing board, probably archaic by today's standards. I mean, I've had that mixing board, Jesus, 10 years, and it works for what I need it. I mean, there's probably digital mixing boards that are a little better, and there's that one Chad uses, and the name's escaping me right now, but you could kind of program sound effects in and stuff. Um, I mean, I'm a little, what up, Shandy? I'm a little lost in terms of what happened. Um, I guess some guy's dying, and he wanted to do a meetup, greet up, just to meet some of us. Not, I wasn't involved, but and he, from the clip I just watched, John was the logistics guy, and he was being paid to do so. And um, he, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, the first thing um, I thought of was, and I know nothing either way, pro or con, of Win by Two in terms of this situation, but if this guy's dying of, I think it's what, liver cancer, and John's saying, let's delay it for a few months. I mean, liver cancer moves fast. I don't think he has a few months to delay. So, I don't know. That's all I really know. So it's already being covered by everyone. I mean, Melton, MLC, Doom, Stalin 19, the NLO clips, I think. Um, well, this is definitely not the stream to get cheered up on, talking about potentially some guy dying of cancer, getting scammed on a Dabbleverse / Hackamania type of event. Oh, Pulper. Yeah, I thought I got hockey on the brain. I kept calling him Probert. So it'll be interesting. This is tailor made for the Dabbleverse. because John's already not really liked. From what every time his name's brought up, it's not in a great light. So this is red meat, and Chad will be on this hard. So KB said he got a new merch guy, so you'll get an MLC shirt. And I needed a large. See, I don't know. I've never heard of Pulper until today. I don't know who Guy is. Obviously, I know who Melton is because I did Hackamania. But we'll see how it plays out. Kevin will love this. I mean, this is probably the story that replaces Pat and Felicia and Karmic. You know. Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't obviously I having just heard of Pulper, if he genuinely does have was it liver cancer? I mean, that spreads fast, and it's it's not pretty. I mean, it probably moves. It's maybe the only cancer that spreads faster than pancreatic. I mean, you want to see how fast pancreatic cancer moves. Look at Benjamin Orr, the bass player of the Cars. I mean, he was diagnosed, and then a few months later, he's dead. So I would, the clip I heard of John say, well, let's delay it for a few months. I don't think that's an option. You could see Paul. I saw one clip of him where you could see he don't look too good. Like he's gaunt and pale. So we'll see. Like I said, this is a perfect. Yeah, I mean, if you look up the final interview of the Cars, the Cars were a very dysfunctional band. They did not get along really, but they all put their differences aside because they knew Benjamin Orr was dying, and they got back together for a sit-down interview. And he's wearing a Cleveland Browns jersey, and it looks like a dress on him. And Benjamin Orr was a very, very good-looking guy. No Piazza here, but. If I was, I'd probably pick Benjamin Orr to break me in. But, I think he died a week later after the interview. So, hopefully, I think he did, Kip Smith. And he died relatively fast. I think I watched that movie. No, it was a TV show. I think on USA Network he was in. It was a pretty good show, actually. And you could tell he was sick in the show. And when you can tell someone's sick on a TV show, they're sick because all the makeup and stuff that they could use to mask your illness, it was still showing with Swayze. Bigger Piazza, Martindale, Dylan, or Karmic. Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably Martindale because he's open about it. Dylan, he might be. I think he's gay personally. A lot of people don't, but I've seen him at the store only with dudes. I've never seen him with chicks. And Karmic, if he is gay, is Mateo Lane. I've done a show with Mateo Lane. He's pretty gay. Karmic might still be in the closet. Just scanned Wikipedia. Only took a few. Yeah, I mean, it just moves fast because it just spreads. Peter Chicken. Yeah, I mean, basically, Kip Smith, it's all LA comedy references. So you have to really be in on the LA scene too. And a lot of people don't know who the Chicken Man is because he also goes to MLC and drops kind of New York comedy references. So he's a real, as they say in the internet parlance, Peter Chicken Man Brennan is a real provocateur. I'm going to guess he's LA based because some of the references he drops, like a Kenny Tenney reference is such a deep LA reference. You have to, I mean, Kenny Tenney was an obscure, and I'm talking obscure, open micer from like my first year or two in comedy. So I believe the Chicken Man might be an old school comedy store person. But I don't want to know. It would ruin the shtick if I knew who the Chicken Man was. Never met Vince Vaughn. Um, I don't think it's Dice. Leo Gunn, Chicken Man knows a lot of inside Brennan baseball. Yeah, so it's interesting. He could be bi-coastal. Maybe he was passed at the cellar and passed at the comedy store. Could be an old school regular. Anyone who drops a Johnny Zapp reference is, you know, they got their eye on the prize. So it would be broken. I'd be brokenhearted if I found out who he was. Maybe it's a girl. You don't know. That's the ultimate. There was a character on Twitter called Stand Up Batman. 2 words, Stand Up Batman. And, a lot of people thought it was me because they basically roast the LA comedy scene. And when they first started, they also did a lot of Orange County stuff. So that ruled me out because I don't really know the comedy scene out in Orange County. And no one has ever found out who Stand-Up Batman is because they would go after Hinchcliffe a lot. And at the time, me and Tony were really good friends, comedy friends. So, that kind of ruled me out. And they never went after Jeff, which if it was me, trust me, I would find subtle ways to dig at Jeff. And then toward the end of their posting, they just kind of stopped posting. They were going after Jeff. So maybe the Chicken Man and Stand Up Batman are collaborators. Who knows? I think Stand Up Batman is Dan Nolan. See, that's another very interesting name to know that only LA comics would know. At first I thought it was Keith and Connor because they're best friends. They came from the Long Beach, Orange County scene. They were in the LA scene long enough to know the names of the players. But I don't know. I don't think it's them. I definitely think it's a pair in terms of stand-up Batman. Maybe someone in Orange County, someone in LA, and they collaborate and write it under one account. We don't talk about him in here. He has some interesting off-ice issues. We don't talk about him in here. He's like a fatter version of Jeff, if you know what I mean. And that's saying something. Dan Tanis is the best. Why not just Peter Brennan? Yes, we don't talk about Keith in here. He's, let's just say he can't count calories or the age of consent. You'll have to do your own homework on that one. Let's just say he found grace at 16. I'm sorry, SC. I actually did see Steph Tolov. I was waiting to go on. She came out of the green room. We talked for just 2 minutes. I'm sure she was sad that she's from Toronto, so I'm sure she's a Blue Jays fan by proxy. But, Nick Thune brought me up, and he's great. I think Steph brought him up, so it was Steph, Nick Thune, and me. And I had a really good set. It was more Blue Jay fans in the crowd other than Dodger fans. I'm sure the Blue Jay fans needed some laughter after that game. And I gave, as you can see, my Dodger hat is no longer. I gave a Blue Jays fan my Dodger hat because I felt sorry for them. and he took it. Trust me on that one. He's a diabetic Barry Sobel, more or less. But you know, when you're 22 and you pork a 16-year-old, I actually had someone defend him, going, "Well, that's close enough." Unbelievable. I mean, that's the logic in comedy. Um, oh, I bet it does look visually stunning. I did not see Felicia. You ain't a Blue Jay fan, Garnett. You jackal. Um, so, yeah, but getting back to Ryan from a couple minutes ago in chat, it's crazy that right now the 4 champions in WWE are all AEW founders: Cody Rhodes, Ricky Starks, Jade Cargill, and CM Punk. Well, I guess CM Punk wasn't a founder, but I can't wait for the Dark Side of Comedy roast battle. I was approached by someone to participate in a. I think it's going to be, or maybe they shelved it because there just wasn't enough interest. But it was basically a Dark Side of roast battle, and believe me, it would be a fascinating documentary on who some of these people were. I mean, you know, the true story. I mean, I'd probably be the featured guy. I think they reached out to me figuring, well, Earl hates roast battle now. He hates Jeff. He'd love to stick it to Jeff, but I don't want to be involved in that shit. I said no. So, I mean, there's just been, let's just say, some questionable people involved with roast battle, like some of the battlers. Um, Yeah, David Lucas, I think he did like 1 or 2 roast battles, so he wouldn't really have much to do with the show. Um, I don't know who Dodd Bates is. So, yeah, that was the best World Series I've ever seen. I mean, it's going to really have to take something to top last night. I'll tell you that much right now. But yeah, Dark Side of Roast Battle. I'm surprised someone on YouTube hasn't done that. You know, like I mean, Red Bar did that documentary, which was basically a Dark Side of Tony, Kill Tony. And I know there's that Elephant Graveyard person. They did kind of a more or less a dark side of the Austin comedy scene. They seem to have a real axe to grind. Um, So, well, I don't really want to be associated with roast battle, and anyway, I just that ship has sailed for me personally. Um, I get asked to battle all the time. No, I just wouldn't do it because it would mean nothing to me, win or lose. Oh, they probably wouldn't have me on the dock. Even if they did a positive one on roast battle, they probably wouldn't have me on it. Jeff would be so fucking scared I would go rogue on him. So, now if they did an outside production, they probably would reach out to me. But, I mean, I would never battle again. I mean, I beat Jimmy Carr on TV. It literally did nothing for me. Nothing. Like 0. I went 4-1 on international television. Did nothing for me. So why would I battle some local LA open micer? I mean, I got asked a few months ago to battle the LA champ, whoever they are. I didn't even know who it was. I said no. And I wasn't even saying I don't think they can beat me, but like win or lose, it would mean the same to me. Wouldn't help me, wouldn't hurt me. So, who's better, Sarah Tiana or Kim Congdon? I think Sarah would be better at rebuttals, so I would pick Sarah to win. Now, anyone can win or lose in a roast battle. I mean, I lost 3 times, all to women. And it would really depend on who's helping who. Like, Kim's going to have people giving her info on Sarah. Sarah's going to, like, I know Pat Barker was helping Sarah in her battle with me. Um, I had Omid Singh helping me with Sarah. So it really depends on the riders you would get. Who wins in a roast battle? Hannah. See, I don't know who Hannah Michaels is. Um, well, Bolivia didn't get screwed at all in roast battle. I mean, she got all 3 seasons when, just breaking down her roast battle, she lost to K. Trevor Wilson, who I beat. She was never going to beat K. Trevor Wilson. He's just too good. And she was so invested in battling Tony because if Tony would have beat K. Trevor Wilson, no, I'm sorry. If Olivia would have beaten K. Trevor Wilson, she would have faced Tony. And so she kept telling me her Tony jokes. I'm like, listen, these are all really funny. I think you destroy Tony because everyone's going to like you and hate him. I mean, I'm sure Jeff would try and rig it for Tony, but you'd kill him so much so that Jeff couldn't do that. But you better concentrate on K. Trevor Wilson because I've seen K. Trevor Wilson battle, and he killed Tiana. So that speaks very much to his abilities, which is why beating him was more impressive to me than beating Carr. Beating K. Trevor Wilson in Canada, it's very hard. I mean, Ralphie May shouldn't have never been on the show, so I can't say. I would say me, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, Ralphie shouldn't have been on the show because Ralphie had battled Sarah Tiana in the belly room, and I think it's the only time in the history of the show where they just stopped the battle. It was so one-sided. They didn't even say, Sarah, you won. It was just like, this is awful. I mean, Sarah was teeing off on him. And so I definitely got fucked over. I mean, I was one of the founding fathers of the show. So I should have gotten all 3 seasons just based on beating Jimmy Carr and K. Trevor Wilson, without a doubt. So when I see Dolph Ziggler have as many seasons as I had, it's a slap in the face. And I love Dolph. He's fucking awesome. So I'm not upset that he got the show, but it's just like, he has as many seasons as I do. Anna Valenzuela has as many seasons as I do. Who's more important to the show? She went 0-1 on TV. I went 4-1, and we have the same amount of seasons. It's fucking embarrassing. Comedy. Well, I don't think comedy's dead. I mean, I think comedy's dead, frankly, because of YouTube. I mean, now any comic in the world can put up their sets, and most aren't good. But Ralphie was. I don't know if he was lied to by Jeff or not. I'm assuming he was. I'm assuming Jeff told me you're going to kill all these unknown open micers, and we're going to put you in a battle with. We're going to put you in a bracket with Miss Pat. She's never done it before. I mean, you might face Mike Lawrence, but you'll kill him. And Mike Lawrence is like autistic in real life. So with roast battle, he's incredibly autistic. I mean, I remember me and Mike met in the lobby the night of my first battle in Montreal against Tom Ballard. And I was really proud of all my jokes because I knew Tom killed Tony in the untelevised season, pardon the pun. So I knew how good he was. So I really worked hard. I had 107 jokes about Tom Ballard. And Mike looks at my jokes and he's like, I love the first one, but are you sure about the rest? And these were fucking home run bangers, in my opinion. That's Mike. Like, he's not just going to have a fat joke about Ralphie. He's going to have a fat joke that weaves into a divorce joke that weaves out and back into a fat joke. Like, he's like a virtuoso of words with roast battle. So, like, if Jeff had any common sense, or not common sense, but if Jeff and his manager had any fucking decency, they would have put Ralphie in. If you still wanted Ralphie on the show, which he should not have been, as a roaster. Now, maybe have him as a judge. That way he gets to take shots at people. They're not going to really take shots at him, and he's protected. But to have him in live combat as a battler, you knew he was bad. And you still put him in there. So that's who Jeff is. Hey, let's get someone who's fatter than I am, and let's get him. I mean, that fucking stinks, man. You should have had Ralphie in a bracket with me, Tiana, and Tony. And I think all 3 of us would have killed him, but it would have been fun. I mean, it was just embarrassing against Mike Lawrence. So, Well, Patrice, I never met him. From what I understand, he was kind of a bully, which I don't know if we would have gotten along great, to be honest with you. Um, or we would have either hated each other or loved each other because I would have given back. You know, he's not going to take shots at me. I'm going to take shots at you too. It's like Mike Tyson versus Razor Ruddock. Even though Razor Ruddock lost both fights, I think out of all the people that fought Mike Tyson in his prime or near prime, Tyson, even more so than Buster Douglas, probably respected Razor Ruddock the most. Because Razor Ruddock was basically, I'm going to stand right in front of you. You're going to hit me, but guess what? I'm going to hit you back too. So, see how that feels. So, that is kind of, I think, how I would have been with Patrice. Okay, you can clown on me, baby, but I'm going to clown on you back. So, good luck with that. Talking about Ralphie, send Lana Turner to promote. Yes, we'll have her play guitar up front. Um, yeah, but I don't think a lot of people fired back at Patrice like I would have. You know, that's why I think Kevin Brennan likes me, is I don't take shit from him. If he says something about me, I say something right back. And I think he likes that. He might not admit it, but you could tell when I'm on, he's a little more respectful to me than others because he knows I don't need the show. So, you know, I'm going to fire back. So if you make fun of me, I'm going to make fun of you. And it's going to be instant. So I think me and Patrice probably would have liked each other. Um, but I never got to meet him, sadly. So I think I may have met Janine once at the Comedy Store, but it wasn't very memorable, to be honest with you. So, oh boy, yeah, they call that slapping William Barry. Um, well, I was so good at roasting at the Comedy Store that on Tuesday nights it was roast battle, and then they'd have the black show basically in the main room with Red Grant, and so I was the only white guy allowed. All the black comics would gather in the patio at the Comedy Store, and they'd do a circle, and it was like 8 Mile. And I was the only white comic who would go in there, and and let me tell you something. This was a bad group of dudes. I mean, you had Crips and hardcore gangbangers, and they loved me because I would give these Crips a lot of shit, and they respected that. You ever meet Michelle Roof? No, never met them. They, them. I've never met they, them. You got to be careful these days. Um, so, Earl Skakel in the house, Sunday Night Live. We'll probably, I'm going to end the stream. We'll go to 50 minutes. Let's do that. AKA Chicken Roof. I've never met them. You know, I was at the Comedy Store early in my career, but I started just doing open mics at other places instead because, you know, I don't think I was ready for the Comedy Store. Michael Roof was chicken. I'm not sure what that means, Chicken Man. I know not what you speak of. And even though I'm a long-term LA comedy soldier, I don't know everybody. Jeff Ross probably said to Ralphie, Mike Lawrence is a nobody, you'll breeze right through him. Oh, 100%. He probably said, oh, you meet this kind of chubby guy with a beard. You know, Jeff loves making fun of other people's looks because he has to look in the mirror every day. And so you probably said, you know, Jimmy Carr will kill Earl, you know, and you know, then you'll get Jimmy in the finals, and you could probably take him in, you know, and Jimmy Carr would kill Ralphie May. Because Ralphie May was basically doing stolen street jokes as his roast battle lines. So, which might work against, you know, an open mic level comic, but, you know, when you look at, you know, the season I was on roast battle, it was a weird, you know, it jumped the shark season one. Half the people on the show shouldn't have been on it. But, you know, that was Jeff and his manager Amy and Comedy Central going, well, let's get Comedy Central comics on it. And I get the thinking of that, but when they're not good at roasting, or when they're not roast comics, you're going to end up having happen what happened. Sam Morrill's a great comic, but he's not a roast comic. Mark Norman's a great comic, not a roast comic. Um, Chris Cubis, not a roast comic. Ralphie May, not a roast comic. Christy Cielo, I think it had done, and I'm friends with Christy. She had done, I think, like one roast battle, and they feed her to Jimmy Carr, and she almost beat him. To be honest with you, I don't know what it looked like on TV, but live, she was landing, but her jokes were a little too long. And then who else? Renazizi, not a roast comic, super funny, but roast battle, it's not necessarily funny. Yeah, Jesse Joyce, great roast writer, great comic, but I knew when I was giving Jesse Joyce the battle, I'm not saying I knew I'd beat him, because I didn't. If you watch that battle, he's such a fucking joke writing machine. He came to the stage with like literally 9 pages of notes. I had 5 jokes in my head. And okay, well, I'll have some good rebuttals, but if this battle goes into double overtime, I'm fucked, because I've got 5 jokes in my head. So, yeah, listen, it was fair game. I'll say that. Um, yeah, well, you imagine you have to sit next to Tony and just agree to everything he says. Um, I mean, you know, um, but when you sign up for roast battle, everything's on the table. So I knew, like, I knew Jesse Joyce. He's a great writer, and he strikes me as someone who does the research, because he really is an amazing roast writer. I knew there was going to be jokes about my parents dying 2 months apart, maybe a joke about a breakup recently, and I'm sure he was going to joke about my association with Rob Schneider and the Kennedys. So it's all on the table. I've only had one joke told on me, ironically, um, in a battle that I wasn't even in. It was in the battle with Bolivia and Keith, where Keith had a joke about me cheating on Bolivia, which I never did. And that's why I was sitting, if you watch the first episode of season 2, I'm sitting with the judges, basically. And people ask me, why do you hate Jeff's manager? What'd she do to you? So I'm sitting there. Bolivia walks out. We make eye contact, and I mouth good luck. And she said, so we were cool up until that point. And then Keith comes out, and like, I think his first joke was about me cheating on her. And literally the whole left side of the House of Blues looks at me like that. It was very clear who the joke was about. He didn't mention my name, but, I was embarrassed because I had friends in there. I knew basically the whole crowd. And then she looks at me like, you motherfucker. And I'm like, oh man, that's the last time I've talked to her. Now that's on her after a certain amount, to hold a grudge for 10 years on something that didn't happen. Um, and then after their battle, like, they're not even off the stage yet, and Jeff's manager is like this to me, and she's like, you can leave now. So I go from being one of the co-creators of the show to being a joke pawn for someone who should probably be in jail. That was like, wow. Um, yeah, Yo Mama, the great George Perez won Yo Mama. So, yeah, some of those guys were good. I think the stalking allegations against Tony on Esther Koo are true. I've never heard of that. Chicken Man. Are you friends with? Yeah, I'm good friends with Brian Holtzman. Um, yeah, roasting's an art form. It's definitely, um, because I've always, roasting. Jeff's so full of shit. He says, you roast the ones you love. You don't roast battle the ones you love. It's fucking combat. So you're trying to hurt the other person's feelings before they can hurt your feelings. So, which is the funny part, and I know you guys know this story, but when they had me roast Jeremy Piven up top, I bullied him straight up. Like, I didn't give him a chance to breathe, and he didn't know who I was. So I definitely had the edge there. But I was told he was going to roast battle me. So I was told I'm going to go up there. I'm going to do like a pro wrestling entrance. I'm going to make fun of Piven once. He's going to come on stage and we're going to battle. And he's just standing there. And like halfway through, I'm like, oh, fuck, I think he's being punked. And Jeff calls me, I don't know, about 2 or 3 in the morning. And he's like, you kind of bullied him, bro. What was that about? I'm like, Jeff, the whole fucking show is based around bullying. And this guy has more allegations than Callan right now. He's like, what do you mean? Like, he knew. Like, look up Piven and allegations. See what pops up. So, saw Piven on the bonfire recently. It was, well, he's just not equipped to do good. He's a great actor. But he's not good off the cuff. And that's definitely what roasting is. Yeah, I mean, Dean Martin and his crew, that was roasting. That wasn't roast battle. Because they'd shit on each other, but then at the end they'd tie it up and, hey, I love you, man. So I tell you what, Lois has to go to the bathroom right now, and I've got to go to the gym. Fuck yeah. What up, Ray? What up? So I can't show you NFL highlights because I don't want my channel dinged. So you guys are going to look at RoboCop's Heine right now. Well, I put Lois's leash on. Lois, move out. Come on, Slick. Move out. Oh. Okay. Lois, be cool. Be cool, Lois. All right, a little overcast right now, but it's all right. Ooh, Lois, your breath be stanky, Holmes. I gotta drop Lois off. All right, Earl Skakel live. Oh, there's the moon. Not too bad. Earl, you guys. Whoa, Lois. She's the predator. She's in the jungles. So thank you guys. I'll probably stream again tonight when I get back from the gym, but I was feeling it. So, we got some people coming, and yeah, Lois will be all right. She's, we got some cars coming, so there you go, Lois. Lois is doing her business right now. We're not gonna show that. Lois. Lois is still going, so we're gonna check out the trays. Now Lois is peeping. Damn, Lois. Look at these tits right here. Come on. Lois really is a good dog. So, she gotta sniff other dogs, baby. Hi, how are you? She's got the smoker's cough. Come on, Lois. Let's go this way. I can't smell the ocean from here. The ocean is about 20 miles to the west. So, no ocean here. Earl Skakel in the house. hit the like and subscribe button if you can. It's just the right thing to do. And I'm sure there'll be breaking news in the Dabbleverse as we speak with the money laundering scheme, potential money laundering scheme. That's probably, you know, going to... Come on, Lois. I think you're done for the day. Well, Lois, she got the hops. Lois, look at Lois. Whoa, whoa, Lois. Come here. Watch how fast Lois is. Hey, come here. All right, go get him. Whoa. Don't tell me my dog's dying. That's... Whoa, Lois. Hey. Lois overshot the runway there. I mean, her vision ain't the best anymore, so I think she thinks the... Come on, Lois. What are you doing? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, look at her. Whoa, whoa. She'd be flying up the stairs. Watch her run to the door. It's okay, Lois. It's okay. There we go. It's okay. All right. This dog is the best. So I gotta feed Lois right now, so we'll go back on the RoboCop cam here. So, I mean, Lois got some hops when she's feeling it. And today she was feeling it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the details, so that's why we don't do that kind of talking here, Chicken Man. You know we're not a graphic stream. Phil, you're just coming in and you're bombing on your first thing, so you better... You know, we're going to stream a little later. So, yeah, 100%. She got her corner. When she has to go juggle that gin in the house, I'm just about to end the stream, baby girl. And then I'm going to go to the gym. And probably stream when I get back. I'll have a little dinner. She is a great girl. I'm going to be a very sad person when she moves on. But I have her for a while because Gail is on an overseas trip at the moment. So, you know, we'll, you know, have her for a bit. And she's doing pretty good. I mean, the cough sounds brutal, to be honest with you, but it's really not that bad. It just sounds bad. And, you know, she's an awesome dog. So, bigger Dabbleverse heel, Tampa Chad, Melton, or Stud Joe. Well, I think Win by 2 is definitely gaining ground, but Tampa Chad. So, oh yes, 100%. You know, my gym's right down the street. Although it's interesting, at Gold's Gym, it was a Gold's Gym the first, I think, was it November 1st? So it's only been open 2 months, and I guess Gold's Gym has sold the SoCal Gold's Gym moniker to something called EOS. So, or maybe a harness would be better for Lois rather than... she won't walk in a harness, Leo. Believe me, you're not the first person to tell me that. But she absolutely will not walk on a harness. I've tried early on. So I think she likes the collar setup that I have. I mean, it does pull on her neck sometimes, but I don't jerk it ever. So, it'll just, she sleeps great. I mean, um, she coughs early in the morning, and she's basically telling me to wake her up, and I got to go out. So she's awesome. I mean, for a dog who's kind of sick and a little older, that's when they usually start to lose control of their their wee wee holding ability. And Earl would have more like getting his neighbors to walk in a harness before. Yeah, 100 Dr. Nova. That's a fact, Jack. So we're gonna have a stream. It's 5:05. I'll be back around 7. Probably stream around 8 p.m. my time. And Earl Skakel in the house, in the Earlverse. Hit the like and subscribe button, especially you people writing in Arabic. Hit the subscribe button. I mean, you guys were responsible for 9/11.